Look how professional it looks in here. Hi everybody! So I'm making a little bit different of a video today, and because the fact that it's finals week, I thought what a better time to make a how to study for finals video. Not to say I'm an expert at studying, but I've picked up a few tips and tricks that I made a list of for you guys. First thing, find a friend to study with. Studying by yourself is very boring, and it's also very unmotivational, and if you have a friend to study with, then seeing them study makes you want to study, and then you feel obligated to study because, I mean, they're doing well, you want to do well too. I mean, come on, that's how it works. Number 2, have some other source of motivation. Sometimes wanting to have a better grade isn't good enough because then you find YouTube and then you look at this video and you're doing that instead. So, what's a way to get yourself motivated? Well, find a quote or find something else that motivates you. Set a background on your phone. Kind of a silly trick, but you know, whatever works, works. Also, have your computer set up so you can have your class notes, your study guide, and then also have your textbooks with you. Because you can't rely solely on the internet for your information, because what your teacher wants is going to be from the books, not from Google. Which, yes, Google can get you started, but sometimes having the direct information from the book that your teacher gives you can really help. Another thing that's important is finding what study environment is good for you. People vary depending on what kind of study habits you have. I personally can't have anything that I can sing along to. I tried using classical music, but then I would find myself humming along to it, which doesn't really help in the studying factor. But I found out listening to like either complete silence or hardcore dubstep was fine because I couldn't sing to either of those things. That way my mind was solely focused on the information I was using. Learn what's best for you because it really just depends on the person. Also, make study guides. Sometimes your teacher will provide you a study guide if they're really nice. Other times they won't. So kind of go over what they will tell you what you need to know for the exam. However, it's not always exact. So go through, find major points. If your book has vocabulary words bolded, write those out, learn those, because those are probably very important. That's why they're in bold. Coffee. I'm not a big coffee drinker, but during finals, if you need to stay up till 2:30 in the morning to study, you're gonna do it in any way possible, which I did yesterday. So you wanna make sure that you're able to stay awake and alert and you're not drowsing off, which coffee's not the only option, but it's the quickest and most effective in my opinion. But find out what works with you. If you're better with just drinking soda, go for it. Just whatever you can do to keep yourself awake and happy and focused, because that's very important. Try to limit your distractions. It really helps if you study in time frames. So maybe study for 15 minutes and give yourself 2 minutes of break. Or however you want to do your time frame. That way you aren't just studying for a huge 4-hour chunk, because that's really hard on your brain. It makes your head hurt. People don't say that, it really does. So make sure you're really dividing your time and that you're not just spending all your time studying and pushing information in your head, because then sometimes you'll forget it because you get so tired of shoving information in your head you don't even remember what information you put there in the first place. So divide your studying time up. Do something fun. YouTube a YouTube video. Watch this. Or don't. Go on Pinterest, Instagram, email, whatever your little heart desires, but make sure that you don't get distracted and stay on it for forever, because that's a mistake a lot of people do, myself included, not pointing fingers or anything. But I do that too. Everybody does. I mean, it's human nature, right? And last but not least, make sure you really have scheduled time of when you're going to study and when your finals are, and make sure you're spreading it out, because you don't want to be cramming the night before and getting all stressed out, because pulling all-nighters aren't good. They make you tired, and your body's not okay to do that. Like, it doesn't work like that. You're not meant to stay up for that long, and then you get tired for the test, and then your brain's tired, and then it doesn't remember anything. So make sure you spread it out. I'm not saying study for weeks and weeks and weeks before. That doesn't make sense because you haven't learned everything yet. But make sure you are trying to keep up with your notes and keep up with the reading. That way when the final comes, it's a lot easier. So there you guys go, my tips and tricks for how to study for finals. If you have any of your own tips and tricks, leave them in the comments below. Sharing is knowledge, sharing is caring, all that. Leave that in the comments below to share with other people. If you have any other ideas for any other videos, I had a friend that I was studying with yesterday suggest I make this one. So if you have any other video ideas, put them in the comments below. I have a long break ahead of me that I've got tons of ideas for already, but give me more. I want to know what you guys want to see. I need to go study for my own finals. Good luck. I mean, you could sing dubstep, but kind of weird, especially if you're in the library. Not from experience.